So yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I did a video. Been playing video games instead, you know. My channel is getting a lot more attention from commies than anyone else, and a bunch of hate fucking messages and shit. I don't really care. Fuck these people. They don't really have any argument except for to say shit like, you're an uneducated moron. Well, you know, the truth is that I am uneducated, but I'm the most well-read, uneducated, working-class son of a bitch you'll ever meet in your life. So what I want to talk about is actually a little bit about my story, and what the fuck ever happened to liberals. Yeah. So to understand me, I kind of need to go a little bit back. See, I used to be a liberal, and I still really am in the traditional sense of liberalism, because liberalism was a movement based around individual liberty, and that is my foremost core belief, is individual liberty. I've had people come on the channel and tell me the problem with America is people don't put America first, and I will disagree with that as well. The individual, the rights of the individual should come first, and that should be good for the country, and if it's not, then the country is broken and needs fixed. So you don't put the country before the individual. You put the individual first. That's my core belief. Individual liberty being paramount above all else. So circa 2005 through 2008 or whatever, I was a very Democrat, you know. And 2008, I voted for Obama, and some of my friends told me, you can't vote for him, he's a socialist. And I thought, oh, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with socialism? So I started reading about socialism around 2008. I read all of Marx and Engels and everything they ever wrote. And I was a commie apologist for a little while. But then I started to realize how incongruent it was with liberty. There is no freedom under communism. It just doesn't exist. It can't exist. So then I started to push away from that. Well, Sandy Hook happened, and all the gun control debate started. And it seemed like I was going to become a criminal overnight. Like the Democrat Party was going to turn me into a criminal overnight because I owned a gun they don't like. And so that really kind of turned me away from it, you know. You know, the reason that I was a liberal is very much the same reason that I'm an anarcho-capitalist today, you know. And that is because I believed that gays should be able to marry. I believed that the drug war was wrong. I was anti-war. I still am all these things. I still believe in all these things. But the Democrats no longer do. They've just left me behind. And, you know, I have witnessed a party switch in my lifetime. So after reading Marx and Engels and all that stuff and becoming kind of an apologist for a while and then coming back out of it, almost became a Marxist for real. Then I read Mises, and I read Thomas Sowell, and I read Hayek and Milton Friedman, and I started to really expand my understanding of politics and economics. And then I started reading lots of history. And to be completely honest with you, I'm the most politically educated person that I know in real life. I can tell you the political parties in 23 BC in Rome and what their political stances were. I've gone way, way back with this stuff, and I've done lots and lots of research. And most of the time I find that talking with people about politics online it's like playing chess with a toddler who just changes the rules every 5 minutes. So, you know, I was all those things, and that's why I'm on the right now. You know, I'm still anti-war. Look who ended all the wars, who brought our troops home. Trump did that. Obama promised it, but he just created more wars. As a matter of fact, Trump's the only president in my lifetime that didn't create more wars, and has only created less wars. What else did I have a problem with when I was in the left and with Occupy? Well, I had a problem with Wall Street, right, and corporations, and I still do, but I don't think that, you know, we need socialism to fix the problem with the corporations and stuff. We need more free market. And I personally choose not to work for corporations ever. I work for a small family-owned business. I refuse to work for corporations because I don't agree with them. But, you know, the trade deals were a big thing. And Wall Street and all this, right? Well, Wall Street's backing Biden now. And then you got all these so-called liberals backing Wall Street's candidate and the corporate candidate. And small business owners, they're supporting Trump. And working class people like me are supporting Trump because, well, he's the only guy that's ever cut our taxes, for one. And despite the fact that he's a billionaire, he speaks in a very working class vernacular, as I do, which is why people can just automatically assume that I'm an uneducated idiot, because that's what the left really thinks of working men. Like crass blue-collar guys, right? But all the things that I believed in that made me identify with the Democrat Party when I was younger, I still believe in today, and they make me hate the Democratic Party. I cannot think of a single core value that the Democratic Party holds other than the lust for power. If anyone in here can think of any value that they hold other than the lust for power, I'd like to know. These people, they call themselves liberals. I'm sorry, if you're an actual liberal, you should probably vote Trump. Yeah, I know there's a libertarian candidate, Jo Jorgensen, but she speaks the language of the woke, so the LP has failed to earn my vote this year. I will not vote for them. Even though I am a libertarian. I probably won't vote at all, to be completely honest with you. And I really don't give a fuck who you vote for, either. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. Vote for whoever you want. But I am going to point out some things that seem pretty obvious to me. Which is that the Democrat Party is now the corporate party. And they're the commie party. Right? Like, there are still liberals in the Democrat Party, but they just haven't caught on yet that the Democrat Party isn't liberal anymore. It's authoritarian. There's nothing liberal about authoritarianism. And communism, Marxism, socialism is authoritarianism. It's not liberal. There's nothing liberal about it. So the Marxists have just completely taken over the Democratic Party. Completely. They're calling the shots. And then I see all these, you know, people that I thought were smart. They're just following it like sheep, and it just drives me fucking crazy. And then people who haven't read 10% of the books that I've read, well, they want to educate me. They're educators. Here's an idea. Educate your fucking selves. Right? Everyone should educate yourself. No one should read 600 books in 10 years like I did. No one. Well, I did do that. It was a waste of time, to be completely honest with you. But everyone should have a basic understanding of politics. And they damn sure aren't going to get that from mainstream media. But there are no liberals left in the DNC. I'm sorry, we're all over here on the right. We're in one faction or another. And there's a bunch of factions on the right. You got ANCAPs. You got minarchist libertarians. You've got, you know, conservatives. You've got, you know, classic Republicans. You know. There's all kinds of factions on the right, but there is on the left as well. What kills me is, like, people on the right can ally with each other, no problem. How can Marxists and liberals ally? It doesn't make sense. How can a movement for individual liberty ally itself with a movement for authoritarian government? I don't know, but they have. So yeah, that's basically my walkaway story, I guess you would say. But I never walked away from anything. I just stood in the same spot and watched the Democrat Party walk away from me. And watched the Republican Party walk towards me. Just the way that it happened. I read Marx and Engels. Then I read Locke. Then I read Thomas Sowell. Every book he ever wrote, I read it. Then I read Ludwig von Mises. And then Friedrich Hayek, Ayn Rand. You know, and all these books had a big influence on me, but they never really changed my core belief. Ever. They just helped me understand and recognize when people are pretending to believe in the same things that I do. So look, I'm nobody special. I'm a blue-collar guy. I drive a fucking 18-wheeler. All I did was apply myself for 10 years to educate myself on very basic things, which was politics, civics, history, and philosophy. And really it was because I was trying to understand my fellow man, because I feel alone a lot. And that's why I started this channel in the first place, hopefully to connect with kindred spirits, because I feel like I'm a man of constrained vision, and surrounded by peers who don't even know what that means. And it's a very lonely place to be in sometimes. But thanks for watching. This has been DWB, and remember, don't be a fucking commie.